Example 4 from 2.4 part 2. Let's continue with this one. We had done the others, which the others asked us to find all of the rational zeros. This one specifically asked us to find all of the real zeros. So I want to talk about finding all of the real zeros, which means we're going to have to go a little farther than we have in some of the others. So, first of all, your call from Friday, start by finding our PRRs.
Yes.
Okay. In order to find our PRRs, if you look up above, officially it's listed as P over Q, where P is what?
8.
P is going to be factors of 8, and why 8?
Because it's the constant, the integer factor of the constant.
Okay, we're doing basically factors of the constant, so factors of 8 over Q. What is Q?
2.
2, and why 2?
The coefficient of the leading. Yeah, the leading.
The leading coefficient.
Coefficient.
Okay, so leading coefficient is 2 up there. And I know I had some people out. I don't know where everyone's at, how caught up we are. I don't remember what we remember from over the weekend, so that's why I'm reminding here. Okay. What are my factors of 8?
1, 2, 3, 4 plus or minus 8.
What?
1, 2,
1, 8.
No, 1, 2, 4, 8. Why did I say
Yeah,
3?
I was gonna
That's
say.
why I was waiting for someone to correct me.
1, 2, 4,
Okay,
8.
so
Well-
factors of 8. 1 and 8, 2 and 4. We're talking integer factors, so plus or minus on all of these. Plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 4, plus or minus 8. Factors of 2.
1, 2.
Factors of 2 is 1 times 2, so plus or minus 1 and 2. Now, we're going to use this farther, but my recommendation is always go and figure out what my different possible rational roots are. So I'm going to start by putting everything over 1. 1 over 1 is
Oh, it's this.
1. 2 over 1,
Plus or minus 1.
2. 4 over 1, 4. 8 over 1, 8. And then we're going to put everything over 2.
So the only
1 over 2.
The only new one is plus or minus 1.
1 over 2 is 1/2. 2 over 2 is
1.
1. 4 over 2 is 2. 8 over 2 is 4. So right here, these values are my PRRs. Those are my potential rational roots. Now, we've only got 10 potential rational roots. You can start synthetically dividing them and figure out, what works that way.
Or we could cheat.
Okay? Or
I'm cheating.
I allowed you the shortcut, which rather than just working till you find something, my other suggestion was graph it.
Looks like there's 2 rationals and 1 irrational probably. It might be rational, but
Can go back over this trick.
I mean I can just find
Okay?
it.
So graph your function.
You're probably not supposed to do that. So yeah. Graphing.
Oh, what did I just hit something?
Ooh, comics.
Okay, 2x to the 4th minus 7x to the 3rd minus 8x squared plus 14x plus 8.
Grab that diagonal.
Now, okay, we're not using this to find anything. I don't want you finding zeros or anything. I just want you getting a basic shape here, okay? And so, if I look at my graph, what's it look like is going on? Looks like we kind of have a big W thing going on.
Something like that.
Okay? And if we just eyeball it, it looks like it crosses maybe at 4. Something between 1 and 2.
Oh, wait, no. Just 2 irrational.
Something between 0 and -1. And something between -1 and -2. Yes?
Yeah.
Like that's all I want you ballparking.
I forgot the irrational ones that went on both sides. What you said.
Okay. So, that's just the gist of it. That gives us the idea. And what can we say here? Based on the graph, what should we try from our list? So you're looking at this list here. Which ones look like they match up according to our list and the graph?
4 and -1/2 or 1/2.
Okay. That looks like a 4 possibly. That would make sense if it's a -1/2, doesn't it? So we're going to try x equals 4 and x equals -1/2. Now, I mentioned on Friday, irrational roots always occur in pairs. Imaginary roots also always occur in pairs, which we're not there yet. Okay? But with that said, it would make sense then the ones that are 1 point something, those are probably going to be irrational. Yes, you could find a decimal form, but I won't accept your decimal answer. That's not what I'm looking for. Okay? I'm looking for the square root answer, which is probably what they are. Okay? So, when I say we're going to try 4, what do I mean we're going to do? We're going to use synthetic division. So we've got 4 here. We're going to line up the numbers next to it. 2, -7, -8, 14, and 8. And draw your line. Now what? Drop the 2, multiply. 4 times 2 is 8. And then we add. -7 plus 8 is 1. Then we multiply. 4 times 1 is 4. Then we add. -8 plus 4 is -4. Then we multiply. 4 times -4 is -16. And then we add. 14 plus -16 is -2. Then we add. 4 times -2 is -8. Then we add. 8 plus -8 is 0. Did it work?
Yes.
Yes, it works. As we expected, we got a remainder of 0. We expected 4 to work because it's from our list and it looked like it was on the graph. Now what?
-1/2.
We're going to try -1/2. What's the catch here? What line of numbers do I use with -1/2? The answer to the previous one. Because, and this is where it is necessary, okay? Yes, we could go back to the original set of numbers and we could check it and we're going to find out whether or not it works, but we're trying to factor this down. We're going to need the result to this. So we're going to use our new row of numbers, so as we factor this down. So now I'm going to use 2, 1, -4, -2. And we're going to synthetic division again. Okay? Drop the 2. -1/2 times 2.
-1.
-1. 1 plus -1. 0. -1/2 times 0. 0. -4 plus 0. -4. Negative 1/2 times negative 4.
2.
2. Negative 2 plus 2.
0.
0. Did it work?
Yes.
Yes, it worked, as we suspected it might. Okay, so at this exact moment, it asked us to find all real zeros. What do we know are part of our answers right now?
4.
4 is a 0 and negative 1/2 is a 0. If it said to find rational zeros, all of our rational zeros, we'd be done. We'd be stopping. But this asks for all real zeros. So I want rational and irrational. Now, what does 2, 0, negative 4 represent?
2x squared minus 4.
Are you guys with them?
Yes.
Because it was originally 2x to the 4th. We divided, it became 2x to the 3rd. We divided again, it became 2x squared, right? Okay, we're going to take this. This represents my last two answers. Take this and set it equal to 0 and solve. So I'm going to add 4, if you will. And then you're going to divide by 2. And if x squared equals 2, what do? You officially square root both sides of the equation. Square root of x squared is x. What's the square root of 2?
Plus or minus square root of 2.
Plus or minus the square root of 2.
And that's your answer.
And these are my other two answers. What are these? These are my irrational roots. Okay? These were my irrational roots. And these two up here were my rational roots. So, positive square root of 2 and negative square root of 2. Now, it asked me to find all real zeros. Does it make sense I ended up with 4? It does. If you find the zeros, like the decimals on your calculator of those numbers between 1 and 2, guess what they're going to match up with? Square root of 2. Square root of 2 I know is 1.414. You go and find those zeros on your calculator, they're going to be 1.414 and negative 1.414. But you give me 1.414 and negative 1.414, I'm not giving you the credit because I know you just used the calculator. Okay? I'm looking at it's important that you give me this, type of form. Okay? Okay, now, I relisted everything. So part 2 homework that goes with this part 2 notes page. Page 200, 7 through 10, 25, 26, 33 through 35, 50, 53, 54. That is due tomorrow. Part 1 is what's supposed to be due today. 1 to 3, 5, 13 through 24, 27, and 28. Got it?